What page is that? Last page, money range.
What is it? 74, Truist, and it's for, 2000.
2003 general obligation warrants. The city borrowed the money for street paving, storm drainage, certain capital improvements to buildings, and the equipment to purchase. We don't have any more detail other than that. That's all that was in the ordinance.
Okay. Green was a warrant issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was issued in 2003.
Yes, sir.
Yes, small repairs. They got new blades and all that, didn't they? Made them more ready. Yes,
Mayor.
one of the things.
Okay.
Immigration.
Yeah, okay. So it was just, it was a different company, that's all. That makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's their song.
Okay.
That's for the song.
Okay. We will start our meeting now. Pre-council, thank you tonight for your attendance. If you would like to make a public comment, the forms to do so are over here at the door. You're welcome to fill them out with your name and subject matter, and we'll be happy to take them up here. There's also a few volunteer applications in the hallway out there. If you'd like to have one of those, there are agendas to the pre-council and council up front. I would encourage all of our counselors to use your microphones, please, and that includes you, Mr. Mr. Bearden.
He said he didn't like them.
Well, I know, but
Just saying.
I get it. I get that. The first thing we need to discuss are our appointments for the City of Clay Zoning Board of Adjustments. Those applications were sent out to each of you. I hope that you are ready to take action on those this evening. Does there need to be any discussion?
I think that because we're one counselor short, we may want to consider postponing that.
No.
Okay.
We put it off last time, and I don't, I mean, it's one vote.
Yeah, the only reason is it has to be a super majority vote on that, so we have to have 4 positive votes out of the 5. And there's, at least one that I cannot actually vote on that may be nominated this evening.
Mr. Bearden?
Why is this one of the votes that requires a super, or a majority of the council as opposed to?
That's what ALM readings say.
We still, we can, unless he does a lot of.
Speak into your microphones, please.
I'm just, I know that city officers fall in that category, but I did not consider BZA appointments to fall in that category.
So it is, gosh.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, she's probably still sitting in an airport in Dallas.
Was it Florida one of her closest friends?
I don't have it in front of me right now, but
There should
Brad, are
be.
you aware?
No, sir, but I'll be happy to see what we can pull up.
Okay.
Okay, so while we're waiting on that, let's let, Mr. Adam, McAllister come up. He's gonna tell us about, disc golf. I'm not sure if you, are aware that we have a disc golf course, here in Clay, Alabama.
Hello, my name's Adam McAllister. Thanks for having me. I actually live just right down the road from here, so I'm excited to come in and talk a little bit about this. I know I don't have very long, but like she said, we have a disc golf course in Clay. Back in 2013, when the course went in, first few years, that course was actually rated the #3 course in the state. The course was a big effort of the disc golf community and some prior leadership. It's in the past, but there was essentially a fallout over the amount of work that went into the course going in, what happened, some policies that got put in place, and basically we got priced out of being able to use the course. Disc golf, we do have tournaments and events and things like that, but the level of event that we run currently doesn't make enough to cover half of what it would cost to run an event there. We operate and run events under the PDGA, which is similar to the PGA, who wouldn't let you go out and just have a tournament without meeting certain criteria. One of the things in that criteria is course condition. Because the disc golf community, which we have a Facebook group called Disc Golf Birmingham that's got 3,200 active members in it. And those are active members. That's 3,200 people that are playing disc golf events all around the state, but specifically in the Birmingham metro area. Trussville has several courses that are actually some of the better courses in the state, are more well kept. They have a world champion that's on staff there, so he actually gets to, he's a Masters, a retired player, but he gets to be kind of the course pro. He also works for the city, so they've got a good setup right there. The problem that's happened with Clay though, is because we're not using it as much, the course is kind of, some of the original places that were being upkept aren't being upkept anymore. The baskets have been neglected, they're out of date, and disc golf was a growing sport then. A lot of you guys who may be golfers know that like when you first started playing, you may have wished every course was a par 3 course, but at some point in time, you want to challenge yourself. And ladies, that was wrong. It was everybody in here plays golf, I'm sure. But you know, you don't want to play mini golf every time. You want to challenge yourself, and that was one of the reasons that course went down. It gave us some incredibly beautiful vistas, some really cool iconic holes. But now the course is kind of, disc golf's outgrown it. It's currently 21 holes, and what we'd like to do, the disc golf community, is decided to be a good idea to take that same imprint and basically update the course. We want to turn it into an 18-hole layout that would qualify for championship events, so we could have actual disc golf pro tour come in and host things. We're actually having Birmingham, our club, we have what's called an A-tier tournament, is the highest. You have different tiers of how serious the tournament is, and there's different requisites for that, like how much money we have to pay into the pro pot, and how, to get different draws. But we plan to start having that course in our A-tier, which happens in the month of April. It's called Mega Bowl, and we usually have between 400 and 500 players come and play in that event. And they come from all over. This will be the 21st year that we have Mega Bowl. We get funding from the Birmingham Tourist Bureau because we've been able to do these impact surveys after the actual event takes place, and we ask, where did you stay, where did you eat, where did you play, all those things like that. And it's enough that the city of Birmingham, the only course we use is George Ward Park. And if any of y'all are familiar with that area, they still take okay care of the course. It's just not in the best place to host an event where we're trying to bring 200 people in at a time. Another thing about these events, it's a community thing. None of it happens because one guy says, I'm gonna run a tournament. It takes a lot of people, so there's these player parties and fly marts and events like that where you bring out all the food truck vendors from your city, you bring out the arts and crafts, you have many festivals, and there's the husbands and wives that come to watch their husbands and wives, but they don't wanna walk the course, so they go and they'd rather have the arts and crafts village. There's all kinds of ways. They have their school supported, use these tournaments. I say they don't make money. We do a lot of charity stuff, so we raise money. We just bought, I think, like 100 laptops for Minor Elementary or something like that. We're always doing what we can. Our board's a nonprofit, so we do a lot of money raising. But anyways, what we'd like help from the city of Clay is we need to update the baskets up there. To make this course kind of a destination course and get it back in that top 5 in the state. We really need to update it with 2 new sets of baskets, so that would be 36 baskets total. There's already a set of baskets out there. What our intention would be is to have 3 permanent, they're called targets or baskets, that's what you throw the discs at. We'd like to have 3 of those permanently set, and then there'll be 2 tee pads where you throw the disc from on each hole. So that lets the course have the playability from the smallest person to the most professional person. And instead of us, when we have an event, having to use 3 to 7 different courses to accommodate, 100 people, we're able to actually say, these people play this hole from this back. You get it if you play, but we desperately need that. And the things that we need specifically help with would be the baskets. There's a bridge that we need to have built across the creek on the first hole, and then just some heavy maintenance. The disc golf community's prepared. It would need all new signage and things like that. The Disc Golf Birmingham is prepared to, it's basically like a $4,500 sign sponsorship. So we'll put brand new signs, brand new course maps, nice metal signs. We'll give the city, I know that there's some talk tonight about chamber and stuff like that, but an opportunity when we do this, the city's able to solicit endorsements and sponsorships for the course. So you could reach out to local businesses. We do that too, fundraising the same way. But one thing when you do a new course install or a rebranding like this is you can sell for $3,000, you can have the naming rights to hole 3 and your business logo for 10 years or whatever the terms may be will be on the T sign, and you can call it what you want. We can, there's all kinds of ways to incorporate the community with that fundraising. And then that way, every time there's an event, instead of you having to help out, here's $75, $100, you're just always gonna be a sponsor of everything that happens out there.
Okay, so Mr. McAllister, what is your ask from us?
So the ask right now,
I've got, you wanna update the baskets, you want a bridge and some heavy maintenance. What kind of money are we talking about here?
So with the sponsorship that I was able to do, I own a disc golf business and do a lot of work with other disc golf businesses and manufacturers. The manufacturer for one of the basket companies, I was able to get a $5,400 sponsorship. So the total for 36 new baskets would be $13,258. And then I also have a sheet right here if y'all want to see what that details. It talks about the baskets and what they're made of. The baskets all come with a 20-year warranty.
You can email that to me, and I will pass that along to the council.
Okay. And then as far as the bridge, I can't really give you a price. That's something that we've done plenty of bridges at courses around, but if it's on public property, it's usually better for y'all to follow your
We'll
proper
work with our
routes.
engineer and see what we can come up with.
And then I spoke with Chase at Maintenance, and he said that he's gonna talk with the people that are already being paid, I think, to cut the grass. And then from there, everything else, and we mentioned there's concrete tee pads that we need.
Yes, okay.
That's something that also, there's a couple of different ways to skin that cat, because do we do it? Do y'all do it? Does the community, or does the city do it? So it really just depends. The concrete tee pads aren't gonna
I need
keep
to
us.
move on.
Yeah, okay. They're not gonna keep us from doing anything.
Okay, before you go, I have one question.
Sure.
You mentioned, you said you have a nonprofit board. Does this organization have a registered nonprofit 501c3?
The board does, but the board would only just be making a community donation to this project. Like, the course belongs to the city of Clay, and we would just, if the city of Clay will improve the course, we'll donate $5,400 worth of signage, and I'll include a $5,400 sponsorship from the manufacturer. So we're essentially putting $10,000 in to this project and asking for a little bit more than that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is it something our chamber could help with as well?
Anybody.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. We need money.
All right, I'll check into that.
It's a great economic stimulator. I mean, bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the next thing on our pre-council agenda is hemp regulations. As you know, or may not know, the state of Alabama legislature is considering regulation of this, much like they would, and they would tax it much like they would the other sin taxes of what, liquor, alcohol, tobacco, vapes, all of that kind of stuff. So I would be interested in hearing what the council thought about that. The email that I sent you was encouraging us to go ahead and write a resolution so that if a particular business that was in that industry approached us, we would already kind of have an answer as to whether or not that was something that we were interested in
Is there a
pursuing.
sample ordinance or whatever that we could kind of get an idea of what's involved?
That was in the email, you're probably not remembering the email because it's been
It's been
quite
a
some
week,
time.
well, it's been a week.
Has it been a week? I thought it'd been about a month or so, but yeah. There was one at the very bottom of the email. They had a sample attached to it, so.
Okay.
This will be only if the state passes.
That's correct. This is not for sure thing that it's going to be,
So we're preparing in case the state passes their ordinance.
yeah, well,
Wow.
yes, it's really, the reason that I put it on here is because I think that it is a conversation that the public needs to have an opportunity to weigh in on. So you can let us know what your opinion of this matter is. We have not to date been approached by a business concerning this, because I think they're all waiting for state legislation to come through.
Are we talking about a brick and mortar location?
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about?
I
Yeah.
would say so.
Okay.
I don't know if we have a provision in our zoning ordinance to allow this product. Do you have to zone for that, or is it already rolled into?
See what you did there?
I don't know that trivia answer. I can recall, Trustwell's had a little bit of a issue with something in one of theirs, whether they could or couldn't. And we certainly don't wanna be in that decision. We want to know what we, make an informed decision on what to do.
Right, so we kind of want to get out ahead of it even as a possibility, just to open the conversation. Anybody else have anything that they would say about that at this point?
Just do a little bit more, I would do personally, do a little bit more research on it.
Okay,
I'd wait till we see what the state does, but that's just my personal opinion.
all right. I would agree with that. All right, so next is the technology quote, specifically Municode. We did send that information. Is everybody familiar with what Municode is and what it does?
We don't currently have a searchable depository that we can readily access all of our prior ordinances, resolutions, all
That
that.
is correct.
We need one.
That is correct. And that's what, and they would do that.
Okay.
Yes, and then there would be a link on our new website to that Municode, so that if you needed to know about the dog walking ordinance, you could put that in the search bar and it would come up. We do not have we were hoping to have the BC3 technology quote, but we do not have that yet, so.
My only concern about the Municode is because of the price for that, we may need to consider doing, and I know they're the only provider for what they do, but due to the price, we may have to, and this may be a Rick question, but we may have to public bid that.
No, sir, this is,
Not on that.
yes, sir,
Okay.
this is a
Okay.
software, so it does not have to be bid, and being at the 15,000, it's at the
I know,
threshold. Yes,
that's
sir.
right, that's the.
Yes, sir, you're correct on that,
Okay.
but, because it is software, that is exempt from the.
Okay,
And it's
all
you have 2 points, one, it's a software, and it's almost a single source.
Right. No, I know it's a single source, and I know it's right there at that.
Yes, sir.
At that number
Yes, sir.
where we approved it.
Yeah, you're good to be paying attention to the number.
All right, and that would leave us with our last conversation, which would be the Clay Pinson Chamber of Commerce, which, as you know, has been in the news. So I would like to hear your thoughts about that.
Of course, me being on the board, we just felt like the cities were not going to fund it like it needs to be funded. There was, there's a lot of apprehension with that. And when executive director was at the Pinson, he was really grilled on a lot of the issues, which probably should have been maybe done at a different time, maybe in a different way. And so the board just decided it would just be a better idea to use our resources for the schools, first responders, and that sort of thing going forward. So that's just kind of what we decided as the board. So kind of that's where it stands. So we probably need to do something, maybe on our end to enhance, business development or whatever we did want to do on our side. So that's kind of my 2 cents worth.
Thank you. Mr. Thompson?
Sorry, I'm still trying to look up this other.
Move on.
And Mayor,
I guess I'll just ask Chris, what type of relationship then, or what does a relationship look like now? Or what would it look like between the city and the chamber? Based on y'all's decision or y'all thought process?
What do you mean? What do you mean the relationship?
In other words, I think, if I'm understanding what you stated correctly, that it was thought that we, as in the city of Clay and the city of Pinson, wouldn't fund the chamber as they thought. So they are going in a different direction.
Right.
And so with that, is there any expectation or desire, what kind of relationship now is there with the city? You just said the city probably needs to do whatever they're gonna start
Right, well-
doing for their businesses.
Right, well, Pinson is having a meeting, I think Thursday, is that correct?
Yes.
So they're having a meeting over there, kind of regrouping themselves over there. So I would assume we wouldn't do the same here.
Right. It sounds like we just need to up our economic development strategy.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I suggest we do.
got it.
Mr. Harris?
I think right now the relationship is probably broken completely. I also think that after maybe you have a year cooling off period and all, we might all get together and reassess it and see, okay, what can we do? Or does the new structure for the chamber provide a benefit for our citizens that we want to encourage to continue under their new method as opposed to the prior method? You know, we just, in my mind, there's too much unknown right now.
All right, back to you, Mr. Thompson.
I think that the whole issue with the chamber, I'm not sure exactly what all happened, but I think there's a lot of bad PR on all of the cities and the chamber due to it. And I think that instead of going the way that things went, I think it would have been better for the cities to sit down with the chamber. I think there's some issues on both sides that have happened, and I agree with Mr. Harris. I don't know that it's a repairable break that we have right now. I know there were a lot of questions about funding from the chamber, as whether the cities have done their part. I don't think that we had a contract in place, which I think was a major problem. And I think if we do go back and do decide to continue the relationship with the chamber, that we need to have some kind of contract in place. However, once the city donates those funds to the chamber, we can't control how those funds go to the chamber once we give them to the chamber. I know we can have a restricted donation in place, but whether the chamber actually has to follow that donation, that restriction or not, that's between the chamber and their financial departments. You know, the city has to wash their hands of that once we give them the money. And so there's, you know, I've got a lot of concerns about the whole issue. And so that's just, I don't know where to go further than that. You know, I think a lot of you know what some of my opinions are about it, but I think I agree with Mr. Harris, Councilor Harris, that it is possibly at this point something that can't be repaired. I would love to see it repaired. You know, in the past, I know they've done a lot of things with ribbon cuttings and business openings and that type of thing, but I think a chamber is valuable, but we need to set some, if we do decide to stay with the chamber, we need to set some things into place. And it's not just a one-time sit down. It's gonna be, there's multiple issues that are going on right now.
Thank you. I'm sure that you've already read my comments in various newspapers. About the only thing that I would say is that I think that the Clay Pinson Chamber of Commerce, if they are going to continue in their new direction of funding and encouraging fundraising for education and first responders, that they need to consider a name change, because neither of those things is a part of the Chamber of Commerce. And I think that that's probably something that they would need to consider as a body.
Is that a registered name? I think it's isn't it a registered name?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. So I don't know what you do with that, but I can ask.
Well, I mean, it's just a misnomer.
We've got a trustful sign right here. That's a misnomer to me.
I know.
I mean, right here in the middle of Clay, we've got a trustful sign, so. Anyway.
I understand.
You see where I'm.
I do, but with the name, with our city's name on the Chamber of Commerce, we need clarity.
I'm gonna advocate though, like this gentleman with the disc golf. I mean, we might can help there. Might can help with some of that funding. So that's stuff like that we can consider, and I'll be the liaison between that. So, you know, that's kind of another thing that we want to do. So,
Chris, is there any way that the chamber would, you know, consider changing back to doing more support for the businesses, or do you know? Is it just?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, well, explain how that works. I mean, what do you mean by it? I mean.
Well, I mean, I know they're changing direction. Is there a way to meet in the middle of the directional change? Or is it broken right now? Is it something that we should discuss and something we should
Well,
think about meeting?
We probably should not discuss, there's a lot of personalities involved, so we have that, and everybody knows that, so, and you have changes, you've got, governmental changes, so that's the issue as well, so I don't know how much it can be repaired, to be honest. Okay. So, in a nutshell, that's your answer.
Mr. Thompson, is your business, Mystic Cards and Games, a member of the chamber?
Mythic Cards and Games? Yes,
Mystic
ma'am.
Cards and Games.
Yes, we are.
All right, well.
Of course, the website now for the chamber doesn't show any of that, well, their website is down or under construction.
It's 6:30, Mayor.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's see, I suppose I'll say the same things again. If you would like to make a comment, the pages are over there. You may, since we've had some new people come in, you may make fill out a form and let us know what you'll be discussing, for the time of public comments. There are a few applications out there on the table. If anybody's interested in volunteering, for, anything going on in the city, we would welcome assistance. I suppose now that we will, if you will, you'll bow your heads to pray. I hate to call somebody's name. Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Father, I thank you for letting us come together tonight to discuss the business of our community. I'm thrilled to have a crowd here of citizens that are interested in trying to help us improve what we do and move our city forward. Help us make wise decisions and be respectful for each other. In Christ's name I pray, amen.
Amen.
We'll stand for the front. Attention. Salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will accept a motion to approve the council meeting minutes, pre-council and council minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call first.
Counselor Thompson,
Present.
Counselor Youngblood,
Here.
Counselor Nail,
Here.
Counselor Harris,
Here.
and Counselor Rush's absent. Mayor Anderson.
Here. Now, I'll approve, accept a motion to approve the council minutes, both pre-council and council minutes from March 10th.
Offer a motion that we approve pre-council and council minutes from March 10th, 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion is approved unanimously. I'll make a motion, my goodness. I'll accept a motion to approve agendas, the meeting agenda.
Offer a motion that we approve the meeting agenda.
Second.
Roll call?
Counselor
No,
Thompson.
I don't have to do roll call on that, just
Just
financial.
financial.
Thank
Yeah.
you, I'm learning. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, aye. An approval of the consent agenda.
Mayor, I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
Second it.
Roll call vote, please.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Here. Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes. We'll move to committee reports. Happy to report that the Clay Youth Sports Board met yesterday for the first time. I have a couple of them in the audience this evening, if you wouldn't mind standing. President Josh Cheek, And Miss Alexis is Banks is the vice president. Miss Tiffany Cook is the secretary. Mr. Derek Rios and Bill Sorrell did not join us this evening, but are also on that board. So I'm excited that we have that in place. Thank you. Opening day for baseball is next Tuesday, 3/31, March 31st, from 6 to 8 at the Clay Youth Sports Facility. It's going to be kind of a family fun night with bouncy houses and food trucks and just an opportunity to celebrate kids getting ready to play baseball. Josh, do you remember how many he said were playing? Was it 215?
It's around that number, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, around 215 elementary age kids playing ball. So we're excited about that. Later on this week, Carla and I, with a couple of friends, are going to start discussing our city celebration that we're hoping to have up at that same facility on June 27th. And so hang out for more details, and we will be recruiting help. And that's all I have, so Mr. Thompson.
Not a lot this evening, Mayor, luckily. So Dollar General is very, very close. They've got the store stocked. There wasn't anybody there for me to talk to today when I went by, so, but they're looking like they're pretty much ready to open. So we're excited to have them back open in the community. As always, thank you to everybody that's come out this evening. Really great to see a good crowd here. Please continue to come. As the mayor asked, please volunteer. We've got things coming up in the city of Clay. We need volunteers. Invite your friends to come up. We'd love to see the city get involved. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Youngblood.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have anything at this time other than to request that, Nate, if you would, when you have an opportunity, see if you can get an actual opening for Dollar General.
I will. That's
so
why I
we can make
stopped
sure
by.
we
Yeah.
post and put the information
Right.
out, and we can figure out how to make sure we do some form of celebration.
Yeah, that's why I tried to stop by today, and nobody was there when I came by today, so.
It's good to see you all.
All right, Councilor Nail.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody tonight. I'm gonna go to all of our schools this coming week, and I'm holding off the grant for March until the first April meeting, because I want to see if I can stir up the last few grants for some of the teachers. And also we framed the resolution for the football state championship. Me and my lovely bride there have that framed. I meant to bring it tonight, but of course I didn't. Anyway, but I've got that framed. I'll bring it by and show you guys, and then we'll present it to them.
All right.
Okay? That's all I have.
Councilor Harris.
Okay. Sergeant, do you want to? Our crime report is pretty consistent from what the last 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks have been.
My phone decided to update right before, so let me pull
You
it
want
up.
my copy?
Yeah, if you don't mind. So, good evening. We only had 45 calls, so we were down, I think, 5 from the last time I presented. So, I'll just read through a few of those now. Investigate complaints, we had 8, 7 burglary alarms of a residence, 6 patrol requests, 6 traffic stops, 3 traffic accidents, 3 domestic violence calls, 2 mentally disturbed persons, 1 assist citizen, and the rest of these are just 1 per. So 911 hang-up call, shots fired, hazardous condition, theft, accident with injury, direct traffic, and crash detected. I don't really have anything else to report. It's kind of a quiet week for the city. So,
Yay.
yeah. Is there any questions, concerns?
I expect the same this week with the NEA. Crowd's going to be down in the city.
Maybe. Kids are out, they get bored, so thank you.
Thank you. Before we move on, I would be remiss to, if I did not mention that the Alabama Open Pickleball Tournament starts Thursday and goes through Sunday. They are still, looking for volunteers, and I appreciate Mr. Bill McAllister calling you out. I appreciate you signing up to, serve alongside me.
I got nothing to do Saturday or Sunday afternoon, so why not?
Well, thank you very much. Let's see, we'll move on, I guess, to public comments. I have two, Ms. Sharon Mays.
I have three on that sheet. The first one is the Clayton Cove Road and Clayton Cove Parkway. I have been trying since 2023 to get the roads paved and have the roads painted. And I got a letter back from District 1 Commissioner, and he informed me that it's kind of complicated because Jefferson County has a slate for next year, even though I'm calling for 2023. They said we're on the fiscal year for 2027. However, they said it was complicated because we stay in unincorporated Jefferson County, and so the city of Clay is responsible for some, and Jefferson County is responsible for some. So I don't know what part is unincorporated and what's not, but I do know that they have finished the construction, because part of Jefferson County got onto the Birmingham Waterworks. So I know they're done with that part, because once I leave my house and I make that right and go towards Springville, it's already, it's paved. The only part that's not paved is probably 4 miles from Springville to the end of Clayton Road, which turns into Old Springville Road. And I have asked over and over, because we have new houses that were developed back there a couple of years ago. The roads are total, we have potholes back there. At night, it's complete hazard. I'm surprised that the officers haven't even been out during this time, because you can't see, we don't have any reflectors or ink on the road. And so you have people that's riding in the middle of the road because you cannot see. And then we don't have lights because we're in unincorporated Jefferson County. So that's one that has, and also on Clayton Cove Parkway, because we have had all these new houses, we have potholes as well. So that's just one concern. My next concern is the, City of Clay ordinance number 2008-16. The ordinance to prevent noise and, unreasonable noise. And the reason that I'm here is for section 13, number 14 is constructions. We have a new home being built directly across from my house. I have no objection to them building the house. But my only problem is that they're building at 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. And so they sent me this copy of the City of Clay ordinance saying that they have the right to build from 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, Monday through Saturday. And 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock at night on Sundays. And it sounds like a bomb is going off over there at 8 or 9:30 at night. And I just asked them to be considerate of other people. They're parking on the roads, and I told them you can't park on the road because the roads are narrow. And so they have issues with parking in their little designated area that we told them you can park in the lot, you can park on the side. So they have issues with everything, and I just asked that, I don't know who came up with this ordinance, I don't know how long the ordinance is, if they could go back and probably redo the ordinance so that you don't have somebody blasting bombs out at 9 o'clock at night, or hammering it in 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So those are my pet peeves. Oh, I'm sorry, I have one more. The trees on Clayton Road have not been cut since COVID. And they're hanging over the road. I've asked Jefferson County said the only way they'll cut them back is if they fall in the road. And I was like, but the branches are almost in the street because they haven't been cut back since 2019. And I don't know if it was Jefferson County or Clay, but somebody used to come out and cut them. But They have been cut in the last 7 years. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We can have our code enforcement look into it. Mr. Ken Galbraith.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Ken Galbraith, and those of you, most of you do know who I am and what I do. But I'm here tonight because I was asked by a majority of the residents of the city of Clay to stand up and voice about an issue that is going on. We were asked by the city council and by the new mayor to not look at anything that had happened in the past, to look forward and to quit looking and complaining about the past. But yet, we have some city council members here that want to bring the same people back into our city representing us that we just voted out. It doesn't make sense. If y'all are gonna go ahead and move forward with those 3 people that are in question of the past or are related to someone or works for someone on this council, don't think we're stupid, guys. If y'all move forward with this week, in 2 weeks, we will have media here. We will be filing a full investigation. We will be turning in documents that we have in possession, including myself, that we were told not to turn in because y'all were gonna move forward. You have a choice. In 2 weeks, we will be moving forward if you're moving forward. If you're moving backwards, then we're gonna look at the last 8 years, which includes 3 of you council members that are still here. So we're watching y'all. We're not sitting back being stupid. Don't talk. This is my 3 minutes.
So we need to put in who you wanna put in.
No, sir. You are representing us.
Exactly.
And us. Have you
exactly.
asked us? We voted out
Hey,
these people.
we got representatives
You're-
too.
the choice is yours.
You're out of line. You're out of order.
So are you. I'm not out of
I
order.
mean,
Hey, shut up.
Sir, I'm not out of order.
shut up.
Mr. Lawyer.
Stop.
Can I have?
I mean, that's passionate. You shut up.
You're the one that's in question on part of this.
Well,
You're
okay.
the one that's
Yeah,
got a
exactly.
relative
He's
involved.
under
You're the one that's
investigation, too.
pushing for a former mayor. We don't want these people. We don't want you
You
if you're
don't.
gonna do this.
You don't want him.
We don't.
Well, about.
Let me tell
The
you
whole
something,
city
brother.
don't want
I'm gonna tell you exactly where I'm at. This Saturday, on the radio, will be the mayor of Pinson and the mayor of the city of Clay.
Okay.
On the strongest AM, FM station in the state. So, call me out. I'm not joking. I don't like you, but I don't like what y'all are doing. So make your choice. You have your choice to make tonight.
Sure.
Just fix and come down on, buddy.
I'm done with it.
Just come and this one right here,
Well, you're
You're out of line. Y'all are out of line.
you fix to get in line.
Well, is that a threat? Is that a threat?
Order,
Is that a
please.
threat?
It's a promise.
Okay.
Order,
Hey, guys.
please.
Please do me a favor. You're my friend. Come with me for a minute. Because we don't want them to have any reason to have any complaint. No reason for complaint. I have no
I mean,
Let it go.
All right.
Indeed you do.
We'll resume with our old business. I'm sorry? Yes, we need to enter into unanimous consent.
Mayor, I make a motion that we enter into unanimous consent.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
A second.
Roll call?
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Down?
yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. We have resolution 2620, which is a resolution appointing members to the City of Clay Zoning Board of Adjustment. The way this is going to work is I'm going to read off a name as they were delivered to me, the date on their application. And I will start with.
Mayor. I don't want to overstep here, but on this particular board, from my understanding and from talking to Mr. Bearden previously, these need to be nominated by the council members and then voted on one at a time for these appointments. Instead of just going through and voting down the list by the way they were doing it, from my speaking with Mr. Bearden the other day, he said that the council needs to make these appointments, make these recommendations, and then we vote on those individually.
Well, let me address two things.
That was my understanding for what we're talking about.
No, I think that conversation was the procedure that made sense to me, not that that was the procedure that had to be followed, but that procedure was one that made sense to me. But I did want to circle back around, and Councilperson Thompson is correct to be concerned about the vote required to appoint. And I am comfortable in the analysis that the code section that would require a supermajority vote applies to statutory officers such as clerk, treasurer, etc. But I do not, it is my opinion that it does not apply to BZA appointments, which is governed by a separate code section, which is 115280. So on a going forward basis, that would be my answer to the question of what vote is required to appoint.
So what about the presentation of the people, since the council is supposed to provide these people and provide these people for the board under the code?
I think
Did you not
whatever.
do that under your application when you recruited them?
I'm under the opinion that these people that have applied are the applications that the council gets to look at. And then the council is supposed to suggest those people for the prospective spots. That's my opinion on the matter. I believe that to be the correct opinion on the matter in talking to the League of Municipalities and talking to Mr. Bearden.
So am I to understand correctly that the planning and zoning is required a different type of vote? So we couldn't vote on these particular people like we did the actual youth board last week?
Correct.
Can we not do that?
I think that the way we did that was not necessarily the way that we should have done that either.
We want to hear the vote. The individual vote, we want to hear.
Yes, sir. I agree that the vote needs to be heard on the people that are put before the council, that are put into the positions. However, I don't think that it is fair to the people that have come through to go through and vote all the way down a list of people that are not presented for the position by the council. And that's my feelings on this. And that's the way we're looking at it, is going down a list in order that they were just sent in their application. There's limited spots that are for this BZA appointment, and the appointment is supposed to be made by the council. The mayor has a lot of things the mayor appoints. There are certain things certain things such as city attorney that the mayor appoints. This position is these positions are actually put in place by the council, and the council appoints these positions. So I think going down the list and just vote, hey, we've got this person, we've got this person, we've got this person, well, does that give a fair shot to the people that maybe got their applications in last, or maybe their applications got caught in an email for some reason did not come in, that may have applied earlier than they thought they did.
So you're not gonna disallow
We can't talk from the
that
floor.
were mentioned?
We're not allowed to talk from the floor, are we?
Yeah, Mr. Galbraith, you're gonna have to be quiet, I'm sorry.
I think that procedurally, the way we're about to proceed is the incorrect way to proceed procedurally, is my thought on this.
Okay, so if we go, position one, whose name would you put forth?
I'm still reading under Mr. Bearden's, the code of Alabama on this, about the 4 votes.
Can I ask a clarification, that your opinion is that it does not have to be a super majority vote, just a straight majority?
A majority of the council persons present, not a majority of the entire council.
The majority of us here tonight, so.
Correct.
Okay.
So do you have the statute ready to quote to us?
I'm trying to read over the statute that he's saying.
In the interest of everyone's time, you need to be prepared when you come to these meetings.
Amen.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Does a motion to adjourn require a second?
It does.
Do we have a second? That motion does not pass. If we're going in alphabetical order, who would be the first counselor that would be eligible to give us a nomination?
Alphabetical or by place?
We can go by place.
I'm happy to make a recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor, for appointment of position 1, I recommend Kent Jones.
I'll second.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
I abstain.
Counselor Now,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
No. Place 2 would be Counselor Youngblood. Do you have a name that you would put forth?
That's position.
I'd like to apologize to all the citizens that are here and
Sorry.
everybody that's listening online. I did not do my due diligence in doing enough research on all the people, so at this point, I do not have a name and I abstain from all the votes.
Okay. So who's three? Mr. Nail.
I have nobody to nominate at this time.
Okay. Mr. Harris.
I nominate Patrick Mitchell for position number 3.
Absolutely.
My discussion on this, I've known Mr. Mitchell for many, many years. I think he'd be a great fit for this. He actually applied for one of our city positions. I know that he is very interested in politics. He does live outside of the limits of the city of Clay and also outside of the city limits of Pinson. So he's unable to vote in any of the municipal local elections. He's been trying to get into our local politics for quite some time. I know he does go vote, in all the other elections that he qualifies to vote in. So I've known him for many, many years. I think he'd be a great asset to the city. Unfortunately, because of our relationship and because of the number of years that I've known him, I will have to abstain from this. But I know him as personal, can be a personal reference for him. I think he'd be great for this position.
Counselor Youngblood,
Abstain.
Counselor Neal,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes. Okay, so is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
I would,
Can the mayor,
If she wants to pass the gavel, in fact, if she wants to pass the gavel to Counselor Youngblood, who has indicated that she intends to abstain, that seems to me to be a workable.
yeah, I just want to make sure.
thank you. I nominate, Chris White. For, what are we on?
4.
Position 4. He is an HOA president of local community. He works for what do you call that, energy company. Highly qualified for this position, actively involved in local politics here in Clay, and is a citizen of Clay, a voting citizen. So, he's interested in serving in this position. He's qualified, therefore I don't see any reason that he would not be able to participate in this endeavor. Do we just vote now? Do I have to have a second? Is that what it is? I need a second. And that motion does not pass. We'll start again with,
Yeah, she has the gavel.
oh,
Mayor.
you got the,
Okay. Well, at this point, we'll start again, and I guess we'll go back to Nate with, at place 1 and have an opportunity to nominate somebody else.
Mayor, for position 4, I nominate Eric Lemaster.
second.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Abstain.
Counselor Neal,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
We'll move to place 3. Of that, you have one more left, one more slot left?
3 more.
3 more?
We
Okay.
got 2
We'll-
supernumerary and one, position 5 is the next one.
Place 3.
No.
No, she said.
I'm sorry,
Place
I'm
three,
sorry,
make
I'm
a
sorry.
motion.
I have no nominations. I'm in enough trouble.
Okay. Place 4?
Staying out.
Do you have a nomination?
Yes. I nominate Maureen Thompson for position 5.
I'll second.
So, more discussion on this one before I vote. Maureen Thompson, y'all all know, is my mother, so I legally have to abstain from voting on this. She's also wanted to be in, fill out several volunteer things for the city of Clay, but I obviously have to abstain for legal reasons.
Counselor Youngblood,
Abstain.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yes, me. Okay, I nominate Caroline Ellis, excuse me.
For supernumerary position 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have, has place 2 been filled?
Place 2 already has, we have someone sitting in place 2 until the end of this year? Okay, okay. That's Josh.
I second.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Abstain.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes.
There's one more slot.
Yes, supernumerary position 2.
Back to you, Nick.
For supernumerary position 2, I nominate James Vining.
Second.
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Abstain.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes. That fills our slots. If you are one of those people who was just named and you are in the audience, would you please stand up? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your participation and your willingness to serve the city of Clay.
Is the devil back?
All right, so on to new business. We're still in unanimous consent, is that correct?
Yes.
Resolution 2622 is a resolution authorizing a service agreement for pest control. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2026-22 for pest control service.
Second.
Do we need any discussion?
Yes, I have one question about that I think we may need to change the wording slightly on this. So for City Hall, we had it set as bi-monthly.
That's correct.
So that can be determined multiple ways. It can be determined as twice a month or every other month. So I think we just need to clarify the wording in that. I'm not sure if that's twice a month or every other month.
That would be every other month.
Well, I understand it can be, ma'am.
I said we're clean people.
No, that's what I thought, but I just think we need to get the wording in properly for that. So with that recommendation of changing the wording to make sure the clarification is there to every other month, that's the only thing I had about that.
All right, any other discussion?
Counselor Thompson,
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood,
Yes.
Counselor Nail,
Yes.
Counselor Harris,
Yes.
Mayor Anderson.
Yes. Resolution 2623 is a resolution ratifying and approving an amendment and extension to the Municipal Materials Management Agreement.
So moved, Mayor.
I second.
The only questions I had about this one were, it looks like it's roughly a 15% price increase. Was that just the cost going up for the trash service?
Yeah, this resolution is actually is some house cleaning.
Okay.
The agreement was already entered into. We just couldn't find the resolution where the council authorized it. So all this is housekeeping.
Okay.
It doesn't
So
change anything.
So it's some old information, it's not an actual increase to the rest?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
No, they will be issuing their CPI in the next several weeks, and of course, we'll get this out to y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. The resolution passes. Resolution 2624 is a resolution adopting the policy for funding outside agencies.
It's not open for discussion yet.
Yeah. Well, not yet.
We came to it, put it before the council.
Yes, so I'll entertain a motion.
So moved, Mayor.
Thank you. And a second? Without a second, the motion dies. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
Well, you'll be seeing that one again. Resolution 2625. A resolution authorizing an agreement for a fireworks display.
I make a motion, we approve 2026-25.
Second.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. All right, the motion passes. Resolution 2626. A resolution also authorizing the release and satisfaction of abatement liens for 7730 Clayton Road and 7741 Weems Road.
I make a motion, we approve 2026-26 to release the liens.
Second.
Let's have some discussion.
Absolutely. Big question about this one. I think the big question that everybody's gonna have about this one is, so, has Mr. Norris, I believe it is, yes.
He is present.
Has the payment been made for these liens?
No. They have not.
But that has not been made.
So just the question out there that I have is,
Wait a minute, then
oh, go ahead.
I withdraw my motion.
Well, can he come up here and answer some questions? Does this need to go to public
It's-
hearing?
Well, there was a second, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so, I guess procedurally, if it went to a vote, you could vote no on it, even though it is your motion.
Right.
So in
My
keeping with
position-
in keeping with the discussion, we're trying to get clarification. So it's brought to remove these liens, but you're saying that they have not been paid. Is that what I'm understanding correctly?
You're correct. He's asking for a forbearance.
Okay.
Oh, was that, oh,
That's what I'm saying, we can't do a public, because it's not on public hearing, we couldn't have a public hearing on it, correct? Right now.
I don't know that it's a matter that would affect more than just the property owner that would justify or warrant a public hearing.
Right.
So
But I could invite him to the stand.
if
To
the
answer the
council,
question.
if the council wants to proceed that way, then the council certainly is at liberty to do so.
I'm willing to hear,
Yeah, what, yeah,
I'm willing to hear, but
we're willing to hear what you have to say, sir.
all right,
Yeah, but.
certainly.
You state your name for me, please, sir?
Rex Norris,
And how did you, how long have you owned these properties?
let's see, let's go to Wilson. I've owned that property since 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had a couple of different addresses, but the last 4 years it's been the same. I never received any letter from Clay, stating that they were gonna demolition this property.
You never received a notice from the city that they?
No letter, none. No contact,
So I guess
You've
for
owned it
research,
since, for 4 years though, right?
since 2019.
2019. If these ordinances were both done in 2018.
Pardon?
These ordinances were both done, these were both done in 2018.
So the property
That
was,
was Clayton.
One was 18, the other one was
Didn't know
25.
until later.
Oh, got you, sorry.
One was 18 and one was 25, so one was past the 4 years that he's speaking of, the other one was within.
I do know that it seems to me that
Yeah, it says on the, I think it says 20, okay, late on, so.
I don't know.
and are you preparing to sell the property? Is that the,
Right now, I'm still in white title. And I found out about the lien was the title search. I didn't know about it. I was never contacted.
so the way I understand it, we demoed a home on this property, is that correct?
There was nobody living there, but it was demoed.
Okay. There was nobody living, of course, nobody living there, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay, what was the condition?
It was in good condition. I'm not saying that, I didn't fix it up because I was waiting to white title.
you'll have to explain that term to me, please.
Well, it's, in other words, in 2019, I acquired the property by paying the taxes.
So you purchased it through a tax sale?
Yes,
And then later on, you found out about the liens against it.
When was the, question that may be important here, when was the quiet title action completed?
it hadn't been completed, I'm still going forward with it. But I gave Clay notice, that's what the paper I sent.
So he doesn't necessarily have all the rights to the property.
Oh, I do. In 2022, I have a tax deed.
Right, I'm familiar with it, but as far as, until the title is quieted, you have limited rights to the property until it goes before court.
That's correct.
Right. So. What about the other property? Is it same type of situation?
That's a little different. And, same address for 4 years. I think it was demoed in 2017, is that right?
2018.
2018?
It's Clayton Road. It's like that was 2018.
Well, I got it in 2019, but I paid 2018 taxes. So what happened?
And have you
I think
acquired a
it-
title on that property
I
as
think
well?
the property burned. There was a house there, Vivian McClendon owned it. It burnt down, and I guess Clay claimed it because, it was, burnt, I don't know.
Okay, and what are your plans for the properties?
Well, right now, I'm trying to, like he said, get the title.
Have you acquired the title on the Clayton Road property, the second property, the one that was burned?
It's still, I'm waiting for the courts.
And so what are your plans for these properties? After you have finished with the quiet title?
I'll probably sell to a builder.
And these are residential properties?
No, this
or
is just
agriculture?
undeveloped land right now.
Undeveloped,
Right, there's nothing on here.
okay.
The house burned on Clayton Road, and then the other property was demoed. Or the house was taken on.
So important to note here, Mayor, on this, that with the fact that he bought these with a tax deed and a tax lien sale, he is not he does have limited rights to ownership of these properties. However, he doesn't completely own these properties. It could be challenged that he is not the true owner of the property because the deeds have not been quieted, the titles have not been quieted yet. So it's a pretty complex situation. And during the process of acquiring the title, if we were to vote on this and authorize this, it may not benefit Mr. Norris, that person in the state of Alabama. There are very particular instances when the person that he bought the tax deed could come back and redeem that property. And so just based on that, I make a motion that we table this matter.
I mean, you can't make a motion after the original motion's still pending.
No, the motion's on the table.
Yeah, we have a motion and a second, then we have a motion.
The discussion, then I'm putting a motion to table this.
To put the resolution on the table, to be brought back at a future time.
I agree, I second that, Nate, because my concern is, well, two concerns. One, it was thought that these were paid since they were bought before us. But like you said, even if we do it, it may or may not benefit him, but it's gonna benefit somebody, because at some point, they're gonna sell this property. And somebody's gonna make money off it, and
if
if we're wiping this away.
If they were paid, I don't think, and this is maybe a Brad question, if they were paid, they would not come before the council, correct?
No, sir, they would
That
not.
was my concern when I saw this pop.
Yes, sir.
All right, so do we have a second?
She said yes.
Seconded, okay, so we're in unanimous consent, we'll have a roll call vote.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Resolution 2626 is tabled. Resolution 2627, a resolution authorizing the implementation of a procurement card program with Regions Bank.
Like provide the context for us.
I'm sorry.
I was asking the mayor to provide some context.
Can I do that before a motion?
If y'all want to.
Well, go ahead.
I don't think we can, is it? I don't think that's the right answer, Rick.
have
So
the
we're-
conversation, sir.
Sorry, Rick. Sorry.
So can I get a, may I have a motion, please? To have the discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. And a second?
I second something.
Thank you. I'm gonna let you explain it, Brad, but the easy answer is it's a lot more accountability for the people in our city who purchase things. We do not have, Bryant Bank is our local bank. They do not have a procurement card. And that's why we went to Regions, which is a local bank in our city. And they do have a procurement card. And basically what I would do is give a procurement card to my directors of my departments. And we can set the parameters on how much they can spend, what they can spend it on, where they can spend it, rather than using the current situation. The current situation is if Chase needs something from a local business that I don't have an account with, he has to come from wherever he is in the city, if I'm in the office, and come get my credit card and go purchase it and then bring it back with the receipt. That's fairly inefficient. And so I would like for them to have a procurement card with the parameters of safety that are set in place so that we can do city business in a timely manner.
This is very common.
Yes, most of the cities around us have this, most entities have this.
Even when I worked for the federal government, I had this.
And when you say your credit card, it's your personal credit card, is that what you're saying?
Oh, no,
Okay,
no,
so
this
it's
is
like, wait a minute, okay.
No, this is the city credit card.
Okay,
But again,
gotcha.
This
What kind of
act
limit?
like a credit card, but you're able to put restrictions on what you can charge and how much you can spend.
yes. And the other thing is it's auditable, it's easy for transparency. It's the bank is keeping a record of exactly what was spent, who spent it.
What was bought, how much it cost, who did it?
Yes.
What kind of limits will these cards have on them? I know we can set those limits, but I don't necessarily want the department heads to be able to go, let's just say that one of the department heads says, oh, I need to buy a big, 85-inch TV or something like that, because this works like a credit card, right? So they can buy
Not
whatever
quite.
they want, close to like a credit card.
Similar to it, but what you can do is you can set MCC codes, which you can get very granular, saying this department only wants you to purchase things at hardware stores, and I don't want you to, or you might be able to purchase something at a convenience store, but I don't want you purchasing any snacks. So we can go in and set it that granular. Additionally, when they make the transaction, the system, they have what's called Center Suite, which at the time they make the transaction on their phone, they take a picture of the receipt, upload it. That makes your auditors very happy. But your question is to the spending limits. If you approve this tonight, there will be another procurement card policy brought back to the council where y'all will set who gets a procurement card and at what limit. So that'll be a separate document that'll come back to you.
Okay, so this is saying the mayor designee is authorized to administer the program, designated program administrator, and execute necessary agreements. But then above it in number 2, it says the city shall establish written policies governing card use.
That's what he
Yes, sir,
was
that's
just
what
talking about.
So we will have another meeting to set the card use
Yes, sir.
limits
Yes, sir.
before, and then the mayor has to do all the work.
Well, not me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Brad has to do all the work.
Correct. We'll have a policy and let y'all, the mayor may make some suggestions, but y'all get the final say.
Is this something, I know that Jody said this is something that is very common, which I understand that to be, but is this something that we need to, I know we have a finance committee, and I know they've got an upcoming meeting. Is this something that Jody, I believe, you and Carla are on the finance committee and the mayor's on the finance committee. Is this something the finance committee might need to look at before we?
I think the finance committee would be looking at the policy and the procedure, not the decision to actually start using a procurement card.
Okay.
They would be more involved with the who's in the house as opposed to, yes, we're going to do this program.
Yeah, we would definitely put some parameters as far as the who's, the hows, but also the consequences, because
The policy,
the pressure comes, and if I got something to use, people may use it.
Right.
So
Once.
that's always the problem.
And I don't think any of our city employees are gonna abuse that power, but we don't know who's gonna be working for the city 10 years from now.
Right. That's the reason I said put in the consequences.
Right. But it is a level of transparency and accountability for them. And for anybody who uses it, that has not been, required in the city of Clayton.
I continued my prior job. I had conversations with employees that were using a card to buy a meal when they were traveling. And they bought the meal, but they included alcohol with the meal, and we bounced the alcohol.
So that's what I want to
That
make sure.
specific.
So it will come up with the codes, and we
Correct.
know,
If-
we know exactly what that employee, I know this got the NCC codes, but if you go to Home Depot, and Home Depot's got a Black Friday sale, and they have a TV, for example, I know nobody's gonna buy a TV on the city card, but, just for an example.
you can get that granular and you can strike
So they will
electronics.
still see that receipt, you'll get a digital copy of the receipt.
It can actually happen in real time
Time.
where
It'll
you can
it'll
check
decline.
what they're buying and say, yes, no, yes, no.
Okay, so it can take those individual items off as
Correct.
you, so,
Correct.
sounds like a lot of work for you.
It's down item by
It
item.
is very, very granular.
Right, yes, if we need a TV for the Chamber of Commerce,
Correct.
obviously.
Correct.
If we need to buy, thank you, if we need to buy a TV, so.
Yeah, he can change it.
Okay. Good example, Tisha.
Any more discussion?
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution 2628, a resolution authorizing an agreement with Unicode, which is Civic Plus, for codification and online hosting.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Counselor Thompson?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do we need any discussion on that?
That's why I'm
Thank you. I felt like we discussed it in pre-council, but does anybody have any more questions or concerns concerning that?
Okay, now we're good.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Resolution 2628 passes unanimously. I'll entertain a motion to end unanimous consent.
So moved.
Second.
Counselor Thompson?
Yes.
Counselor Youngblood?
Yes.
Counselor Nail?
Yes.
Counselor Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Anderson?
Yes. Our next city council meeting is Tuesday.
Mayor,
Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn.
No.
Always got something.
I'd like to say something. I'd like to apologize to Mr. Napier, Mr. Galbraith. I was out of line, but when I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and when I get attacked, we get attacked, I respond, I'm sorry, I apologize. And I'm a deacon at North Park Baptist Church, believe me, so I was out of line, I should have not said a word. I just want you guys to know that, I do apologize. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Next city council meeting is Tuesday, April 14th, 2026.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Sounds in charge.
Second.